Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 8, Episode 15, titled Valentine's Day is Over. Air date February 15th, 2011. And the synopsis is:
Sex, games, secrets, and shoelaces all come into play as the couples of Tree Hill celebrate Valentine's Day. So Jamie's making his card for Madison with candy hearts in the kitchen.
I will say, what Haley did was mean.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. She could have just grabbed wherever he was getting them from, like a box or something.
Yeah, because wasn't he grabbing it from like a bag or something? Like just...
Yeah, something.
Or have what he has already laid out, but not actually put on.
Take it from the card.
Right. Like, because he had what seemed like a little pile next to him. So grab one of those, not the one on the card. Like, that was just rude. I was like, because like being a kid and you're trying to make something. Oh, and you're, it's like that's your whole thing, is just trying to make something because you can't afford anything because you're broke because you're a kid. And then having like somebody mess it up, it's like, what? And then of course it being your mother. So yeah, I just was like, the fact that he was so proud of it and it meant so much to him because it was for the girl he likes. And it was just sad because then he had to start all over, and he seemed to be working on it for a long time. So that's the other part that sucks. Because I feel like if the roles were reversed, she would not like it if he did that.
To her, or?
Yeah, to her.
Or if Nathan did it to their daughter.
Because, like, it would be like, I worked all that time and you destroyed it. And it's like,
Yeah, that seems like something Dan would do to ruin something.
Yeah, like Dan would do it, or Chuck because he's a bully. But it's like not your own mother.
Right.
Especially Haley, who's supposed to be like the best mother on the show.
And then she had him give her a kiss with one of the hearts too.
I mean, that part was fine, but the whole taking the candy or whatever, no.
And then I don't know what the writers were doing with Brooke and Julian, because this was the whole episode, like besides the pizza part. But
so I think what happened was they were showing you like 4 different relationships. They were showing you the ones who've been married for years, and this is what it's come to, which is Nathan and Haley.
Right.
Like them brushing their teeth and all, like that's definitely like, you've been around each other a long time. And so like they're supposed to be like the old married couple. Then you got Brooke and Julian, who it's all about sex because they're the newlyweds. Then you have Quinn and Clay, who are the
kind of new couple in a way.
Yeah. And
this should be their first Valentine's Day too, so right? Or second? I don't even know.
I don't know, but it's kind of like, yeah, so like they're the dating couple, so it's all cute and fun. Especially if it's your first Valentine's and all of that. So, and then you got Mouth and Millie, who were the breakup couple who got back together and are trying to figure it out. So it's like they were showing you 4 different versions of what your relationship could be, I guess. And it's just kind of like, so that, like, honestly, like once I got to Nathan and Haley, that's literally what I was thinking, was like, this is just 4 different stages of a relationship.
Right. I just don't know why they had Brooke and Julian like that for the whole episode.
I know, because they could have been cute too, but I guess because when you're newlyweds, I guess that's the only thing on your mind.
Yeah, you just think they would go out for dinner or something at some point. Well, I mean, they got the pizza, but
Well, you would honestly though, I would kind of think like the people that can't get enough would be the dating couple, Clay and Quinn,
Mm-hmm.
because you know, like usually when you're dating, it's like you really can't keep your hands off. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
because it seems like when you're married, it's like okay, now we're married. It's like now that's when you start to go like. You start to see everything, and you're like, "Nah," like, when we were dating, I didn't see all these qualities.
Yeah, maybe since we didn't see Brooke and Julian going on a honeymoon, this is like the closest thing, I guess.
Yeah, maybe because she's apparently poor that she can't
Mm-hmm.
afford a nice Valentine's Day. Which,
Right.
okay, I will say I did like watching that part because Brooke has always loved, like, fancy stuff and expensive things, and I feel like it was nice to see an episode where Brooke doesn't care about anything. I mean, did she even open anything for Valentine's Day except for them going back and forth? It's like I feel like that was nice to see for her character because like her character would have been like, "Where's my bracelet? Where's my necklace?" Like that kind of thing. Like, "Don't you love me?"
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it's like that was Haley. And so I feel like for Brooke though, it was nice just because that wasn't her. And the only thing she was thinking of was him. And we got to see them not be so materialistic.
Mm-hmm.
Because Julian can be like that too. So it was nice that they were about each other and not about things. Because you've got the girls, Haley and Quinn, worrying about things that the guy is supposed to buy and do. And it's like, or you could just have a night in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't have to be this drastic thing. I think also too, like, it was nice because the dating couple is the one that's actually going on the date,
Mm-hmm.
where the married couple's like, we've already done that.
Right.
I think that was the other version that they were trying to do was like, if they were still dating, then they would have went on a date. But because they're married, this is what they're doing instead.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, yes, was it a lot of scenes? I felt like it was like every minute was like, oh, here they are again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did think that was a little too much though.
Yeah. Because each scene they play out a different scenario of characters role play, and the first one was the plumber situation. So, which they're basically role playing an affair, which you think Brooke wouldn't like, even though she was the one that was the cheating. So that
Uh-huh.
was interesting.
Yep. I'm like, like all of these scenarios, I was just kind of like, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then Clay and Quinn are in the shower, and that's when she kind of finds out that Clay doesn't really care for Valentine's Day too much, a little bit. And then
Well,
Nathan,
let's be honest. How many guys really do?
I don't know.
Usually it's like kind of just to make your girlfriend or wife or whatever happy because she's the one that wants to go out on Valentine's Day or she's the one that wants a present. Because, like, here's my thing. Like, I agree with the guys on, or who was it that said Valentine's Day is like they hate Valentine's Day because, like, it's a cheap, I don't know, like,
Yeah, Clay says something like that when they're
yeah.
making the bed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I agree with him because I hate Valentine's Day too because you're not supposed to think of that person on Valentine's Day. It should be an everyday thing. You're thinking of that person that
Mm-hmm.
you like or love. I'm like, but oh, here's and my thing is like, don't give me a gift when all these other people are getting gifts on a holiday. Like this ain't Christmas. It's like bring me flowers on a random day that you're thinking of me. You know, it's like, you want to buy me, you know, a bracelet? Great. Not on Valentine's Day. You know, it's like that kind of thing of like, you don't have, you know, you want to buy chocolate or candy. Great. But do it on a different day, because that just means you're truly thinking of the person, versus Valentine's Day when you're kind of told you have to do something nice, and you know everybody else is doing something, so you are obligated to. And it's like, no, just do those nice things for that person you love on every day, you know, on a random Tuesday, not on Valentine's Day.
Right.
And honestly, you have to think about this way too. It's probably like more money to go out on Valentine's Day than it is probably to go out on like you know, like on a Wednesday. So it's like, go out to dinner on a different day, because the thing you have to remember too, it's going to be packed in there. You probably won't. You'll probably have a long wait wherever you go. So it's like, kind of avoid the restaurants, and just go on a different day. Like, it doesn't matter in my head. But I also don't care for like when I was a kid, it was fine. Like when you would do those Valentine's Day like little, they weren't even cards. They were, what were they?
Yeah, little cards.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, the fun part was like going to the store and like, oh, you're gonna get Rugrats, like Pokemon, like what cartoon are you gonna get? I think that was always fun. And then obviously like writing out who it's all going to, like, was always fun. But like beyond that, no. Like I didn't like Valentine's Day then either. And because again, to me, it's just a day. Like, what are we celebrating? Love? Well, you should be nice and celebrating that every day. So that's how I feel. Like, don't just think of me on this day. Think of me every day. But wouldn't it be so like much more romantic if somebody brought you flowers on a different day?
Yeah, well, yeah, I like Valentine's Day either way. Yeah.
And so wouldn't it be like more special? Like, "Oh, you thought of me,"
Yeah.
instead of it's Valentine's Day, here you go. I don't know. I just feel like it's more special for me.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I boycott it too.
Right.
But Clay knows that Quinn likes Valentine's Day.
And then, yeah, so Nathan and Haley are in the bathroom. Jamie is gonna have a play date with Madison that we don't see though. And then
I have another thing. Well, we did see their date.
Oh, right, at the arcade.
But my question was, when we saw the date, I was like, so okay. Didn't it seem like in this scene Haley was suggesting that like one of them was chaperoning this play date? Because she said he has a play date or whatever. So it kind of suggested that like she'll be busy with that. So they're not really doing anything, because we don't see either one of them with Jamie or Madison, which I kind of felt like it was probably Madison's family that was at this play date, because Nathan and Haley were home. And I'm like, okay. So it just, I don't know, it seemed like it was a little suggestive of like, this is like, I'm busy with him, but then she wasn't even there.
Right, yeah, I took it as just reminding Nathan that they won't see him later today because he'll be with Madison.
Oh, see, I didn't take it that way.
Yeah, so that's why she says that they should just run a video, because if they go out, you know, they might be out too long, and then, you know, they should be home by the time Jamie gets back. I'm trying to think, isn't it Quinn that I think drops him back off too at home? I can't remember.
Well, she did take
that
him
was a
shopping.
store. Yeah, I think that was the store. Yeah.
Yeah, she took him shopping.
Mm-hmm. And then Brooke and Julian again. And for some reason, when he's the actor, he has a Jersey accent, like a New Jersey accent. I don't know why. And then the theme, and then Haley's going through the closet in the hallway thing for Valentine's Day gifts from Ethan, because he said that he didn't get her anything. Trying to be nonchalant.
And maybe he didn't, because they've been married forever.
Mm-hmm. And then since she's been eating everything, Jamie tells her that there's no food in there, which is funny.
Yeah. Oh, and it was funny though, because she goes, "Hey, watch it."
Yeah.
That part was funny.
Yeah, so she tells Jamie she's just looking for the gifts because Nathan has said that he didn't get her anything, but she knows that means that he actually did. And then she goes to check the garage and takes Jamie's apple from his hand now. And then Chuck gets to Trick, and Chase asks him what he'll have to drink, and Chuck says his dad says real men drink whiskey.
Okay, Chuck was on my last nerve. Like
the whole episode, or
well, for majority, because he's been like this for episodes now, but it's like Chase is being nice and trying to help him out, and in this episode, he's throwing his dad as this hero so much and trying to make it like Chase is beneath him and a low life. And I'm like, oh, buddy, the low life is your father, not Chase. Chase is trying to help you. He's trying to show you what a man is. And, I'm just like, so Chuck was just bothering me because I'm like, and especially when you find out his dad hasn't been there in 2 years, it's like, well, then maybe you should stop being mean to Chase, who's there to help you.
And it seems like it's every day, isn't it?
Yes, he's just rude, and you would think eventually you'd be nice, but he's just like you again, and it's like, why is Chase being nice to you? Can't he find a different little brother? Just saying.
Well, yeah, he's just starting to learn, Chuck's home life, and how
I know he's learning it, but I just don't like how Chuck is acting towards Chase. He's so mean to him.
Yeah, well, now we finally see after all these few years since he started picking on Jamie exactly why he does that, because his dad, well, that was back when his dad was still in the picture, but his parents weren't getting along. His mom was already drinking, we knew at that point, probably because the relationship was horrible, and now his dad completely left him, and he's making up this and that about him, trying to fill in spaces, trying to act like he's still there to Chase, it's not as bad as he thinks it is. And Chase just even though he hasn't been around children except for Jamie, he knows that Chuck just needs time and patience to finally open up and see that Chase isn't just like any adult that's just being nice to him, today and gonna leave tomorrow. Because that's why he's like, don't you have a Valentine's Day date? He's thinking Chase is gonna leave him any second,
Well, and then he's like you're a loser. You don't have a date, and it's like,
yeah, he's picking on Chase because just to make himself feel better.
I don't think that's picking on. That's just being rude and being a bully. I'm like, no.
Yeah, just because he's hurting and Chase is trying to give him the patience so he can try to teach him.
That's the problem.
Chase
is being too nice.
Well, hasn't it been 3 or 4 days?
It's been a few episodes, I feel like, that they've been hanging out. It's annoying.
Yeah, it could even take months. I don't know how long the program is, but it's not going to happen overnight. So, yeah. And then all
I know is he has more patience than I do.
And then Chuck is also trying to is picking up on Chase because he does kind of dip in and out. So, and then he didn't pick him up, and he always picks him up. So he asks why he got a cab to pick him up this time. So Chase explains that his mom was busy and he couldn't leave the bar and then Chuck knows because he's the bar manager.
Because everybody hears it.
And then the segue for the next scene, Chase tells him to just drink his root beer and to shut his pie hole. So Chuck asks, does he actually have pie? And Chase tells him no, but they have muffins. And then we go to Millie and Mouth, because Mouth gives Millie half a muffin for Valentine's Day. And like you said about doing the nice, something nice every day, he used to do this for Millie, give her a muffin every day. And he's starting to do that now on Valentine's Day, apparently, like you said. And only half because he got hungry, apparently. So he couldn't even give her a whole one, which I didn't like.
Yes, so he wasn't even being nice.
Yeah. But she still likes it.
Well, I think it's because he remembers what he used to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but that's my point, is like, do nice things like that. Like, yes, you can just say it's just a muffin, but if it's from somebody that you like and they're giving you a muffin every day, or they're bringing you coffee or whatever, like something nice, that's a huge gesture to like show them, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, eh. So the fact that, yes, he used to do that, so it's nice to hear because we never saw it. And yeah, I'm just like, it's nice, but I think it's also weird that on Valentine's Day, Mouth would not get her anything. Like, because they're trying to get back to who they were in the relationship.
Right.
And I just feel like Mouth should have done extra and done something big, because like, are you trying to win her back or not?
Yeah, he does give her some type of makeup product that Brooke suggested, and
That
then they
Brooke,
get
it
takeout.
wasn't like he did it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing if you've been together for a few years and whatever, but like, you broke up, you slowly got back together. I mean, she thought it was more during Halloween. And it's like, and yet it's Valentine's Day now, and you're still not like showing her like, I really want to be with you. You're the one. No matter what, his mouth, like, because he says things. Well, it doesn't always add up. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That was just bothering me, because I'm like, you're making excuses for why you didn't do this. And it's like, but yet in the past, you did small things that became big things to her. And you can't even now do those things. Like, what? Who would want to get back together with you?
Right.
It's like, you're not putting, because I would think that if you got back together with somebody, you'd be like, okay, I'm serious. This is for real. And we're going to take the relationship more serious than we ever did.
Right.
And that's just, well, I mean, I said that about Nathan and Haley. I said that it seemed like season 3, they got really strong. Season 4, I felt like nothing could break them up, which is better than season 2, when one guy can come between them. It's like that, of like, they took their time and got back together, and they would have done. I mean, Nathan was always trying to show, like, it was poor. He was always trying to show her that he loved her. You know what I mean? Like, remember, he bought the prom dress, and it's when he had no money. It's like, even though he shouldn't have, but it's like, he still was thinking of her, as he should. And he would have done that, if she liked muffins or something, you know what I mean? And he would have continued to do it. It wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I used to do that. Like, I just feel like there's a difference of like, but again, Nathan wanted Haley. I don't really know about Mouth, because his priority is not with her. I think she like, I think the problem is, she likes him a little too much. Like, she likes him more than he likes her.
Right.
And that's not good.
Mm-hmm. And then too, I guess there was a deadline because he couldn't even, have the whole day focus on her and them. He had to make this demo for his
job interview.
opening, as a field reporter,
Well,
and for her to help him.
Well, and that's the thing is you knew that it was Valentine's Day. When were you going to tell her that she had to help you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you didn't even ask her. You know what I mean? Like beforehand, it was when she's there, he's like, oh yeah. And by the way, like you got to help me with this. And it's like, what? Like it's supposed to be like us getting back together. Like we're getting back to being in love. And now I'm helping you. Like,
yeah, maybe she expected him to take her somewhere.
that's okay. That would have been nice, even if it's like to the park or something and have like a little picnic. It's like I get that he doesn't have money, but it's like you could still do something like that, like go have a little picnic, and then she can help you the rest of the night or something with the video. It could have been something like that, just something nice for like an hour or something, and then you can go back to this. But the fact that he really wasn't making anything romantic at all was like, okay, you're just friends?
Right.
Like that, like honestly, that's how he was acting, and it was annoying.
Yeah, but she still, says she'll help him, and then
because she's too nice.
And then he even dares to ask if she was going to eat that half of the muffin, and she does. So he was even wanting to have the last half that he saved for her still.
And why can't she have the last muffin?
Right.
And it's only half of a muffin.
Unless it was like a super big one, that might be a different story, but
No, because she can take it home and have it later.
Yeah. And then Julian is pretending to be like this rich guy with the fancy French maid now. And I didn't like the part where he asked her how old she is. Like, is she supposed to be like a lot younger than he is? Kind of getting too close to that, limit there.
Yeah, I feel like she's supposed to be like 18, 19, maybe 20.
Yeah, so that was a bit weird. But it was funny because Brooke is supposedly like kind of been learning French for a while, and she can only see oui to his questions, so that was kind of funny.
It was funny because he goes, "What word do you know?" Oui.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, and then Haley's still at home looking for Nathan's gift for her, and Quinn gets there, and Sherry knows what Haley's doing. So Haley asks Quinn what she and Clay are doing tonight, and Quinn says she doesn't know because they didn't, really talk about it. And Haley remembers how Nathan was quick to get out and meet Clay earlier. And Quinn comments how Clay's shower was longer, and then asks Haley what her and Nathan are doing, and Haley says not too much, maybe rent a movie, because, she's not in the mood to do much while she's pregnant. And she tells Quinn that she's sure Clay has something really nice planned for her. But Quinn mentions, Quinn's mention of the shower gives Haley the idea to check for a gift in there. Don't know how you could really hide a gift in the shower, but okay. Unless you meant the bathroom in general, maybe. But Clay tells Quinn that he says they thought, they would go to Trick tonight. And Quinn thinks this would be after going somewhere romantic and fancy. And then that's when Clay tells her that he's not a big fan of Valentine's Day.
Yep.
And he was kind of like making her believe that he did when they were in the shower earlier, just because he wanted to touch her butt and all that. And that's, what we said about earlier about him saying his reasons for, setting up guys to get their girlfriends, fiancés, wives, something. And then he admits he couldn't get them tickets to a band, City in Color, for next week. And then he jokes about, isn't she glad that she survived a gunshot so her boyfriend could disappoint her? So Quinn tells him that he doesn't disappoint her, and then says they can go to Trick later, but she's going to spend the rest of the day with her other boyfriend, meaning Jamie. So she takes him shopping for Madison. It's hard to tell what kind of store they're at, but
I love this because that little girl was looking at him and just like smiling and being so cute. And he's like, I gotta go.
Right.
I was like, oh, I'm like, and this little girl is like smaller than he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already little, so it was just funny.
Right. And then Jamie was trying to get Quinn's help, want to get from Madison, and she was just giving him answers that were her answers, which I didn't like, because that wasn't fitting for like 8-year-olds. Because she's like, what about flowers and chocolate? But kids won't want that.
Well, they might want the chocolate, but it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you definitely have to do something that's more age appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Jamie was, lucky to get the shoelaces. And he was really thinking about it, saying the hearts say he likes her, but the shoelaces part isn't too mushy. So he actually put some thought into it. And then he doesn't like any of the cards at the store, so Quinn suggests they make one for her. And yeah, that's when he knows this little girl.
Well,
And
honestly, like before she said that, I was also saying like just make one because it comes from your heart. Madison will love it. And honestly, like sometimes it is hard to go to the store and try to find the card because
mhm,
you want it to say everything you're thinking. And
mhm.
sometimes cards just
Or
don't.
too vague. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're either too mushy if
Hmm.
if it's like for somebody that isn't like that, or yeah, it's just like a couple things and you're like, but no, it needs to say this and this. And at that point it's like just make a card.
Hmm.
I usually just will buy a card and if I want to add extra, I'll write it in there.
Hmm.
Um, but when I was little, I loved making cards.
Right.
It was like anytime it was somebody's birthday or something, I was always making cards and having everybody sign it.
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't have any money when I had a Valentine's Day or Valentine, so I just had to make one myself.
But
So,
see, it's the thought that counts in my head.
hmm. And then Clay brings Nathan to sign with another client, and it turns out to be Professor Kellerman's son, Ian. He's a baseball player.
That was funny.
Hmm.
Only because of
And
like Nathan's reaction.
yeah. And then for his demo, Mouth interviews Millie, mentioning all her work with Clothes Over Bros and what is she doing these days. And she says these days she's unemployed and spends her time being fake interviewed by her supposed boyfriend who just hurt her feelings. So at least she let him know that. And Mouth says they should do another take, of course.
And I was happy that she said unemployed because I didn't know what she was doing either.
Right. Yeah, it's been a while since Clothes Over Bros shut down too. So what has she been doing?
Apparently nothing. And that
Yeah.
wasn't she not living with Mouth?
Yeah. So that even makes it
So
even more like, what was she doing?
well, yeah, like because remember when she was modeling,
Mm-hmm.
she had no money, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And because she was using it for the drugs. Well, I would still think you would have no money because it's not like Brooke was giving you extra money because you weren't doing your job. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't, you would think she would have no money. And then on top of it, it's like now you've been going months or a year or whatever without a job.
Yeah, unless she's, crashing with Alex in her hotel room.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was just kind of, but I thought Alex went to go do a movie. So I would think that she wouldn't even have a room.
When was the last time we saw Alex at the wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was about Chase, so oh, she was doing music, so she should be in town unless she went on tour and they never said anything.
But remember, she was doing that movie that she left for.
Oh yeah, that's what the music was for the soundtrack for it. Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, okay, she must have finished the music and left, yeah.
so if you're going to another job for a couple months or whatever, like you're not gonna hold your um hotel room because it's not an apartment.
I mean, she
So
seems to have stayed in the same room the whole time somehow.
yeah, somehow. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't really do that. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like because she also has to pay for her hotel room wherever she is now. So it's like I wouldn't think you'd have all that kind of money to hold this one because you don't need it. So I would think Millie wouldn't be there either.
Right.
I would love to know where she lives though.
Hmm.
and where she's been living.
Right. And then this is probably the worst one with Julian and Brooke.
Because she's trying to be a teenager?
Yeah, and then they say that's too creepy, and then just switch it to Julian being the teenager, but that doesn't make it any better. So
I literally, when they switched it, I was like, so this is better?
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Right.
how is this better? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're still playing an adult and a child, and you're hooking up. And like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter what gender,
yeah, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter how old the the kid is.
Mm-hmm.
Whether 15,
Like
16,
yeah.
I don't care. I don't care if they're 17. They're underage.
Mm-hmm.
I even think 18 is disgusting because there is a teen behind the 8.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
And 19.
gross. Yeah, so like when you see like 40-year-olds dating like 18, 19-year-olds, it's like, huh? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's disgusting because they're teenagers.
Yeah.
So it's still disgusting. So I don't care how old she was trying to play it or he was trying to play it. It's still disgusting. And the fact that they thought this was a good idea and they actually were going with it, I'm like, what?
Right.
But I guess Brooke did date a teacher, so.
Yeah.
So it's not really too far from what she did.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Julia knows either.
Well, I think, because I'm just saying, like, maybe she thinks she didn't do anything wrong.
Right, yeah, because she was a kid at the time, yeah. And she was 18, but still too young, yeah.
Yeah, but she was also seducing him, trying to. So it's like, yeah, should he have went after her? No, but like, she shouldn't have done it either. So I think maybe she thinks, oh, like, the kid isn't wrong, which you're both wrong, but obviously the adult is. But you're wrong too for trying to do it.
Mm-hmm. And then at Trick, Chase is putting a bouquet of flowers together. And that's when Chuck asks, are they for his date? And Chase says he doesn't have one. And we find out later what that, bouquet is for. And Chuck says he bets his dad has a date tonight, probably even 4 or 5 of them, as if that's impressive.
Yeah, that's not impressive on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and then Chase asks Chuck if he misses his dad. And he says he does, but he said he's going to send for him when he gets settled. And that's when we learn about the 2 years. So that's way past settled now.
I did like when Chase said, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yep, that is.
Mm-hmm. So he's 8, so he's been gone since he was about 6. So, yeah.
From like when you can remember memories, basically.
Yeah. And then Haley finds gifts, flowers, and a card in the food pantry and takes them.
So she's all excited because Nathan is like the greatest husband.
Yeah. Yeah, you think that her finding them would have been enough, but nope, she has to see what it is. And then back with Kellerman's kid, he's practicing his pitching.
Well, I also just find it weird that Haley is so materialistic.
Oh, right.
Like Haley was never materialistic. Where, again, Brooke would have been. So it's just weird how she's so into, I want a gift.
Right.
Sometimes a gift can just be you spending time with your husband. I don't know. It's a little weird. And so of how materialistic she is, especially over a holiday, like settle down.
Yeah, something like Brooke would do.
Exactly. I'm like, sometimes I think they switch roles.
Well, I mean, Haley is the supposed rich one versus Brooke now, so maybe that's why. And then, yeah, so Ian's pitching, and he knows who Nathan is, of course, because I guess his dad talks to him about Nathan.
Yeah, I have this horrible student.
And Nathan was actually being nice, saying his dad is an interesting guy. And Ian just flats out says he's a douchebag, and then gets him a beer. And then Nathan, makes a comment about it being too early to drink. So Ian gets mad and asks if they're going to lecture him or sign him, because he only cares about the money, of course. And then Clay tries to give him some advice, and so does Nathan, about, how to get a better deal, basically. But Ian doesn't want to hear. He just wants money, like, right now.
Yeah, they're trying to say, like, it's not all about the money, but for him it is.
Yeah. And yeah, so he says he'll take his money and women now. Yeah, so that's all he cares about. And he called him old too. So Clay didn't like that, but Nathan likes him somehow. Probably because he reminds him of his younger self too. But yeah. So Mouth is now into.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird that Nathan would like the old version of him, because didn't Nathan hate the old version of himself?
Yeah, I think he guesses maybe he can like help Ian to become better, like Haley did for him, maybe from being his manager or agent.
Because it's just weird. Because I'm like, if I hated my old version and I was mean to everybody and blah blah, like I would not be happy to see somebody that was acting just like me
or work with them. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think so. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Mouth is interviewing Millie about a makeup tiger escape from a zoo. So when he asks her, what does she think about it? She just kind of repeats exactly what he said as what she saw. And then he moves on to Valentine's Day and he asks her what she'll be doing for the holiday. And now she's, all sweet and nice, saying she's helping him make this tape and hopes the station hires the best candidate for the job. And then, so that's, the take they go with. And then Haley tries carefully opening her gift from Nathan when Quinn and Jamie get back. She shows Quinn the gifts that she opened so far. It's jewelry. And Quinn says that she always wanted those necklaces, but she's only getting concert tickets. And then Haley, thought that the concert was sold out, while Quinn points out that Nathan said he didn't get her anything either, so they kind of both lied.
Yep. Well, and my thing is when she says, like, all I got was concert tickets.
Right.
Like, this is your favorite band or whatever. Like, I think that's impressive that he knows that. It's just like the kind of stuff of like, come on now. Like, you don't always have to get flowers and jewelry. If you're getting concert tickets, like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole evening night thing to do.
Exactly. And then you can still go to dinner and stuff. Like, sign me up.
Yeah, and if he had gotten those tickets today, I'd be more impressed because now it's like a lottery with long waiting lines in the queue. So, and the price as well.
Yeah, so I was like, I'd be happy with concert tickets.
So Haley suspects that the guys are, actually aren't meeting any athlete and are planning to do something for them later. And then we go to Clay asking Nathan if he's doing anything tonight. They both end up saying, not really anything. And Clay then tells Nathan they shouldn't sign Kellerman because he's horrible. But Nathan says to Clay that he doesn't agree that he's horrible, but he doesn't, does he know any other young athletes who were a mess and then found their way? So Clay knows he's thinking of himself now, Nathan.
Yeah, but not everybody can change. Some are just rude.
Yeah, but Nathan probably became too optimistic from Haley because she's kind of the same way, thinking there's good in everybody, except for Rachel maybe. But yeah, and then he says that Ian has a difficult father, so he feels like the world owes him something, and he's been there before, so he can relate to that. So he wants to talk to Ian again before they move on to the next person. And Clay asks if he actually wants to help Ian or to mess with his father, and Nathan says maybe both.
Which I can say.
And then Chase and Chuck are drinking root beer at Trick, and they both agree being alone on Valentine's Day sucks. And Chuck says it's worse for Chase because he's only 8 while he's, an adult and has nothing. Yeah.
Basically, Chase, you're old.
So this is when Chase starts kind of teaching him, like, there's nothing wrong with being nice. And Chuck says he is nice, and Chase tells him nothing, says like a punch in the gut, being nice. And then Chuck shows Chase the card that he's making for his mom for Valentine's Day. So Chase, says that's a start to being nice.
That was sad because he was so excited about his card.
And then people are going to act, like him for who he is. And that's when Chuck tells him that he likes to sing show tunes.
Yeah, and he's like, you want me to show you? And Chase is kind of like, no.
Yeah, so that's when he says that punching people in the stomach is actually kind of cool. So I didn't like that because he just told Chuck to be himself, and now he's kind of, moving him away from the thing he actually likes to do. All of a sudden, when Chuck tells him something that he likes to enjoy doing, he's even writing his own songs, which is a big deal at 8.
And he's not being a bully.
Right.
I'd encourage that too.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you suck.
Right. But Chuck is actually really good. And Jimmy finishes his card for Valentine's Day for Madison. We see Quinn and then Brooke and Julian. Chase claps for Chuck after he's done singing. And Haley puts the gift she found from Nathan back in the food pantry. And Chase asks Chuck how is his Valentine's card, coming along for his mom. And Chuck thinks it's his best work. And he asks Chase if he thinks his mom will like it. And Chase says he thinks she'll love it. So Chuck tells with Chase, telling him to be himself. He thought about doing the whole singing the show tunes at school on Monday.
Yeah, and that's when Chase is like, don't do them.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you want to live with these people, don't do them. Because, they're only going to pick on you. And it's like, but he also picked on people. So it'd be kind of karma.
Yeah, I think maybe he should have done it just to see what it, I felt like with Jamie and whoever else he's bullied, that could also teach him to stop as well.
Yep.
And then Chase asks him what tie you should wear for later on for the plans there at Trick. And then he tells Chuck he'll be back. He's going to go in the back room for a minute. And Chuck notices he's doing that a lot, so he questions it. And, but he knows he's a bar manager, even though he's tired of hearing that.
Though he never actually, checked. I feel like you and I would have, peeked to see what was going on, but Chuck didn't even do that. I was like...
Yeah, he didn't try, yeah. And then this part confused me because he tells Chuck don't drink too much root beer before bed because he heard about the camping trip. Oh, well, he probably meant the first camping trip before, but he was there at the camping trip together with all the guys. So he already heard about this before, but he's acting like he just heard it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird to bring up. Because he said that, remember what, during that one trip, what happened, when you were younger, maybe.
Oh, yeah. That trip, yeah.
Yeah. And then Chase goes back to where Chuck's mom is passed out on a couch. He wakes her up and lets her know that she drank too much again, and then tells her Chuck is with him at the bar, so she doesn't have to worry because she's been out for who knows how long.
Well, and she annoyed me because she was like, you're the one that poured those drinks. And it's like...
Mm-hmm.
Because that's his job.
Yeah.
But your job as Chuck's mother is not to get wasted.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
How is this Chase's fault?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's being really nice, saying that he's not going to find out she's there, and that, he ate a while ago because he's hoping to have dinner with her later. But all Chuck's mom does is take a cigarette out of her purse and asks Chase for a lighter, not even acknowledging that he's doing this for her, her son. And he even has a cab outside to take her home, even. And he says he'll take Chuck home later. And then Chuck's mom, thinks that Chase is doing the opposite and thinks he's better than she is. Yeah.
I was like, no, he's not. He's just a nice guy
who,
for some reason, cares about your son.
Right. So Chase even tells her that she was already drunk when she got there. They're not even open today. So I like that part, to let her know that he has nothing to do with this. It's all her.
Well, and I loved that he went back at her because I'm like, you tell this woman off because she deserves it.
Right. Because if his dad's been gone for 2 years, that's probably how long she's been drinking and being passed out and not paying attention to Chuck either.
Well, and 2, she might have also been drinking, but I think, okay, it's been 2 years. She's been drinking longer because when they were 5, when Jamie was 5,
right?
Remember Dan said she was an alcoholic,
right?
So it's been going on for way longer than.
I'm just saying she's the only adult that's around Chuck that is supposed to show up for him. Before it's his dad, maybe once in a while, but now it's just her. So he's just being completely ignored now.
Well, I think for his mom, he's always been. I think his mom never liked him.
Right.
Do you think maybe it was he reminded her of his dad?
Maybe, yeah.
Because those people that are ew, like you look just like your mom or you look just like your dad. And then they resent the kid, and it's like it's not the kid's fault that they look like their parent. They didn't choose that. And
Right.
but maybe it's that too. Like you look like your dad and he left or he cheated or whatever. So so then I don't like you. Which is a terrible way to think, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe that's what it is too. She resents
Right.
him for it.
Yeah. And then Chase tells her that Chuck made her a Valentine's Day card, so she might want to make it a big deal when he gets home.
That was nice.
Yeah, because she could have easily just went home and passed out again. So,
Well, I think that's what was her plan, especially to ignore Chuck. So instead, she got to be a good mom for the night.
Yeah. And then after sex again, Julian and Brooke talk about getting pizza, except they're thinking about two different things there. We found out later how that goes.
Yep.
And then Millie and Mouth are eating Chinese food after the demo making. And Mouse is thinking about eating Chinese food with her in New York. And, with everything they've been through, it's nice to have her there with him. And Millie agrees. And Mouth gives her the gifts. Like we talked about before, the muffin. It's a whole muffin this time. So she actually got a muffin and a half today.
Oh, she's so lucky.
Yeah. And then the makeup, like I said earlier. And, it's expensive. So she kind of makes a big deal, about that part. And then Mouth explains that he's been working hours at Trick, so that's what he's been doing for work. And then she still cuts this muffin in half and still gives him half of it. So
yeah, because she's too nice.
And then gives him a tie for his new job that he's trying to get. And then Clay and Quinn get to Trick, but it looks like it's closed.
Yeah,
they go inside anyway.
Yeah, because Clay's like, oh, let's just go see if he left it open or something.
Yeah.
And then they go in, and it's all romantic and cute because Clay did it all for Quinn.
Yep, with the help of Chase and Chuck, the place is decorated for them.
Yeah, and Chuck even greets them.
Yeah. And then somehow Clay, he's an agent, so maybe he pulls strings, but still he got the band to play for them, little personal concert, private concert. And then elsewhere, Jamie and Madison open their Valentine's Day's gift from each other.
And they're the laces, and they're so happy.
Yeah, and she got him wristbands for baseball, which is cute. And then Jamie puts them on right away, and they go play skee ball. And then Nathan gets home to lit candles everywhere. And he tells Haley that he thought they were going to get rent a movie. And Haley says she thought maybe he got her something. And he says he didn't even know why he tries to hide gifts from her. And he comes back with a single rose and card. And then goes to take a shower.
And she's like, what?
Yeah, this isn't what I found earlier.
Yeah, so then he's like, oh, I'm going to take a shower. And then she follows him up the stairs, arguing with him about basically, is he cheating? Because there was flowers and stuff. And but then it was nice because he opened up their bedroom doors, and that's how rich they are. And it's all candles and everything, and it's just so cute. And then she goes, "You do love me." Well, yeah.
Yeah, and before that too, she was thinking that maybe he was like punishing her for being moody, for being pregnant. So she even said sorry, and then remembered for a second that she shouldn't say that. Even he was confused. And then he tells her, or she tells him about the gifts she found. So he says that's supposed to be for Quinn, and he was holding them for Clay.
Yeah, so when he gives her his gift, he said, I can still try to steal Quinn's.
Yeah, that was funny.
And she's like, no.
Yeah, so she apologizes for, overthinking it and snooping. And, that they have a good night after all. And then
the pizza comes.
Yep, thinking that it's Julian dressed as the pizza delivery guy, but of course it's just a regular guy. And she shuts the door in the man's face when she sees it's not Julian.
And Julian just thinks this is the funniest thing.
Yeah, because he wanted pizza too, and he's laughing, and she's like, "No, it's not," and answer the door then.
Yeah.
So he does.
But the guy's then starting to check her out and stuff. So Julian just grabs the pizza. It was funny.
Yeah, and didn't remind if Julian was there too.
Yeah, he said they could have like a threesome.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Julian also slams the door in his face and gets a pizza. But it took him a second because the delivery guy was like, I guess, trying to hold it hostage, to let him inside maybe. But he does get it. And then Quinn opens Clay's gift. It's the same necklace Haley saw from before. And the bracelet was for her. And then Clay gets the same kind of shoelaces that Jamie got Madison, because that's what Quinn got him, because they said there weren't going to be any gifts. But, Clay loves them, which was nice. And then he jokes about taking her gifts back, so she says no because she loves it.
Yeah, because it was funny because obviously her gift was more money.
Mm-hmm.
And what he got wasn't. And that was just funny because, I can take it. No.
Right. And then Chase drops Chuck off at home, and he brings up the song to Chuck, but Chuck tells him it's okay. Because his dad told him the same thing about it. And hearing this, now Polly changes Chase's mind and tells Chuck he was wrong. The song's good, and people should hear it.
Well, yeah, because Chuck was kind of like, basically like, maybe this is why my dad left, like maybe in his head of like, because I'm not great at this and blah, blah, blah. But I will say, like, this was sad to watch for Chuck's sake, because like he is only like 8, and his mom comes out to like greet him, which is great, but it's all an act. Like, it's not real. Like, because Chase is the one that kind of got her sober. Chase is the one that told her that she needed to be surprised for this card. Like, it's all a lie. And so it's just so hard because like he's so excited and it's all fake.
Right, yeah.
So that was hard to watch him be so excited, thinking like, oh, my mom's like changing, but she's not.
Right, it did look like she gave Chase a look like, thank you, and I'll try to do better with Chuck, but I can't remember what happens after this point. And then Chase was really nice too, because he said to Chuck that he'll talk to his friend about letting him record his song at the studio.
Yeah, and he goes, what? Jamie's mom? I can do that. It's like, oh, here, like this is where Chuck comes out again. It's like, okay, then you go talk to her.
Right.
That's what I would have said.
But then he still says thank you because he thought about it. Maybe that wasn't the right thing to say. So he's improving a little bit. And then that's when Chuck asks Chase if 2 years is a long time to not see his dad, and Chase tells him it's not too long. And then he says they'll see each other tomorrow. Because, Chuck thinks that he's going to be too busy, because again, he keeps thinking Chase is going to leave him, so he's like trying to prepare himself for it. But Chase lets him know that he's still going to show up tomorrow. And then we see Quinn and Clay enjoying themselves along with Madison and Jamie, who are sharing the shoelaces by wearing one of each. And Brooke tells Julian the pizza was a good call, so she's glad he thought of getting it. And that's when Julian tells her that he thinks they should adopt a kid.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Like, they just got married.
Yeah, and she asks if he's sure. And he tells her that when he thinks about his life, before he found her, who he was and how he was, it's so much better now. And he knows that there's a child out there for them. And when, they'll look at it and think how they could ever go through life without this in their family. And the child will look at them and know that they're loved and wanted and needed. And that they search for them like he searched for her. And Brooke tells him she wants to do that and wants it with him. But is he sure that they're ready for that? And he says that they are. And then with Millie and Mouth, there's a phone call. Mouse sees it's the station, thinking it's for him, but it's actually for Millie.
That was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And then Brooke asks Julian if he thinks she'll be a good mom, and he tells her she'll be an amazing mom, while he'll be grouchy and old, and Brooke tells him he'll be wonderful. And then Nathan is feeding Haley ho-hos like she wanted, and she says it's the best Valentine's Day ever. And that was it.
Mm-hmm. So I like this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So my high, my high was like kind of like all the couples and what they're doing. My low was Chuck and his mom. Like, I didn't like how Chuck was being to Chase, but then I didn't like how Chuck's mom was being to Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my low. Like, yeah, like you're the last parent there. Like, stop drinking. And at least for like one night, so your son feels loved. Because that's why he's a bully. And then so that was my low. And then what was yours?
Yeah, my low was everything with Chuck and his mom.
Mm-hmm. What was your high?
Nathan showing Haley that he did have something planned for her after she was suspecting the worst, and hopefully would teach her not to also snoop around for gifts, because they weren't even hers, they were her sisters.
She'll probably still snoop. What would you rate it?
Like an 8.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8.5 too.
Mm-hmm.
And then best and worst?
Best was Chase, because of everything he was doing, not only for Chuck but also Clay, and setting the whole thing up in trick for Quinn. And then the worst is Chuck's mom. Do we ever hear her first name? I think Chase is just constantly calling her Mrs. whatever the last name is, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so just Chuck's mom is what I put down for the worst. For, her drinking and then blaming Chase, even though he's trying to help both of them and all that. And, just ignoring Chuck.
Yeah, I was actually going with her as my worst too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chuck, Chase.
Yeah, those names are a little too close to each other. Like when I'm writing down my notes, I've been mistaking each other for their names, so I have to remember who I'm talking about for a second.
The CHs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Chase, definitely the best, because just beside the whole like what he did to Trick for Quinn and Clay, but like which by the way, he did this on his Valentine's Day too, because Trick wasn't even open.
Mm-hmm. And he was with Chuck.
Right. And so he was babysitting. So and he was babysitting the mom too. So it's
right.
and he like made Chuck's Valentine's Day by parenting his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice. And again, Chuck has someone to look up to, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, rely on.
He's just gotta stop punching him and being mean to him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Chase definitely the best. And then what's next episode?
Episode 16, Think I'm Gonna Like It Here. That reminds me of the song from Annie. I don't know if that's it, but yeah.
Maybe. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.